World Health Organization is urging countries to make more effort to cut down on air contamination. The WHO has halved the recommended upper limit for the most damaging pollutants. It's estimated 7 million people die prematurely worldwide every year from poisonous air. It says 80% of those deaths could be eliminated. Well, to talk more about this, I'm joined now by Dr. Maria Neira, Director of the Department for Environment, Climate Change and Health at the World Health Organization. Thanks very much for coming on to the programme. You say that air pollution is on a par with smoking and bad diet in terms of the damage it does to health. Is this worse than was previously thought?
Yeah, we need to do these new guidelines because every year we see that we have 7 million premature deaths caused by exposure to air pollution. In addition to that, obviously, the cost for the health system of all of those diseases and the millions of healthy years of life that we are losing every year. This is really something that we needed to review these guidelines because the scientific evidence was really accumulating, and now we need to go even to lower levels recommended in order to protect the public health worldwide.
But they are just guidelines, they're not legally binding. What gives you confidence that countries will act?
What gives us confidence is that the situation is so dramatic. I mean, we need to take action because otherwise this will be only increasing the danger that it's already represent. By lowering these levels, we think that this is very at the right time as well, because the COP26 will be in few weeks from now. And this is where the climate change interventions and mitigation policies like what we need to do on the energy sector will be discussed. Most of the actions to tackle the causes of climate change will be beneficial to reduce the levels of air pollution and therefore saving lives. So we will go to the COP26 with a health argument on how convincing countries that they should go for more legislation, more action, and very energetic level of ambition on cutting the greenhouse gases emission and the levels of air pollution, because this is really killing us, literally.
Lots of fingers are often pointed at China. It's said it's going to stop funding coal-fired power plants abroad, but doesn't it still need to do a lot more at home?
I think all of these initiatives and commitments are absolutely fundamental. We need to stop as soon as possible the use of fossil fuels. We need to phase out coal. And of course, we need to accelerate this healthy energy transition, which is very much needed to renewable, clean sources of energy. And the health argument, I hope, will accelerate this. China and many other countries where they have very high levels of pollution, and they need to do a big effort to put in place those interventions that will be beneficial for, as I say, for climate change, for air pollution, for health, for the economy, for the society in general, and for a more sustainable development.
France, Italy, Spain, Bosnia-Herzegovina or the United Kingdom, all these countries, whether big or small, are being threatened with the same problem, air pollution. According to the World Health Organization, this is now the environmental factor causing the greatest concern for our health. The European Environment Agency states that around 90% of the urban population in Europe is exposed to pollutants which are considered to be harmful. This hike in pollution is partly due to the increased emissions caused by more heating being used to combat cooler temperatures, explains weather forecaster Lionel Guissepin. Also, other contributing sources of pollution are traffic and manufacturing. These factors combine to create an accumulation of pollution. The European Union is trying to find solutions to this dangerous threat. A directive governing national emissions levels has been issued, and the EU has also set limits for the first time on the ambient concentrations of fine particles. On a national scale, each member state has taken emergency measures to limit the harmful effects. Many European towns, especially in France, have reduced the speed limit in built-up areas from 50 to 30 kilometers per hour. The aim is to encourage the use of bicycles. The introduction of the ruling concerning alternate number plates, although quite efficient, has caused problems for public transport. I think it's a good thing, but at the same time it's a bit of a pain, says French commuter Loris Arrow. As it's free today, people are no longer using their cars, but the trains are full and we no longer have any space. It's a real pain. The second solution offered by public authorities is to ban vehicles with a high level of pollution. In Germany, ignoring this directive can lead to a fine of up to 40 euros, while in Sweden, drivers may have to pay 113 euros. In London, the fines are higher still and can reach approximately 1,200 euros for heavy goods vehicles. While waiting for the benefits of these solutions to take effect, some citizens have already taken measures. Anti-pollution masks are slowly but surely infiltrating the large European towns.
A new report on worldwide air pollution has found that Paris and Madrid have the highest rate of nitrogen dioxide. Medium-sized cities with high traffic congestion such as Naples also rated high on the scale. Krakow in Poland was also ranked highly, and joining me from there now is Viktor Wacholowski. He is the CEO of Airly, which conducted this research on air pollution. Thank you for joining us, Viktor.
Thank you for having me.
We have all heard about carbon emissions, but your study focuses on nitrogen dioxide. What's the difference?
Yeah, so we took into consideration like all major pollutants. So starting with particulate matter like PM 2.5, PM 10, and also gas pollution caused by cars and transport in cities. And we found out like very interesting stuff. So high concentrations of particulate matter PM10 in cities located in Balkan and Central Europe countries are the highest, and they are connected to the combustion of solid fuels for individual heating. So Krakow, Sofia, Bucharest, Zagreb, Belgrade, they all have an issue with air quality during the winter connected with the individual heating. When it comes to gas pollution, for example, nitrogen dioxide, we looked at like all cities in Europe, and it turned out that the highest in NO2 ranking places belong to both to the biggest cities in Europe, like Paris and Madrid, but also to the medium-sized cities with both unfavored topographic position and high traffic congestion, like Krakow, for example.
Air pollution blights our entire planet. What are its long-term impacts on health?
Yeah, so air pollution may be damaging every organ and virtually every cell in the human body, according to a comprehensive new global review. The research shows head-to-toe harm, from heart and lung disease to diabetes, dementia, and from liver problems and cancer to damaged skin. According to other research, like outdoor air pollution leads to 7 million premature deaths every year and costs 1% of global GDP. This is time to act. And we are talking about health implications and how like air pollution is decreasing average life expectancy, but we need to also think about economic implications, as air pollution costs 1% of global GDP as a result of sick days, medical bills, and reduced productivity. This is equivalent to over $300 per person worldwide. And I think this is really terrifying stat to share. So that's why we need to start acting to reduce air pollution globally.
Seperti yang kita ketahui, polusi adalah masuknya bahan berbahaya ke dalam lingkungan. Bahan berbahaya karena polusi disebut dengan polutan. Polutan merusak kualitas udara, air, dan juga tanah. Polusi masuk ke dalam tipe kejahatan transnasional terhadap lingkungan secara lebih spesifik pada tema 2, yaitu Specific Crimes Related to Disposal of Waste. Eropa menjadi salah satu contoh benua yang menjadikan polusi sebagai masalah utama yang dihadapi. Badan Perlindungan Lingkungan Eropa atau EIE mengatakan bahwa 13% kematian di Eropa adalah akibat dari pencemaran lingkungan, secara lebih spesifik pencemaran udara. Badan yang berbasis di Copenhagen tersebut menyebutkan ada lebih dari 400.000 kematian dini di Eropa setiap tahun. Hal ini diperparahkan dengan adanya pandemi virus corona. Jerman menjadi salah satu contoh negara penyumbang polusi udara di Eropa. Pada tahun 2018, Jerman digugat oleh Uni Eropa karena melanggar aturan pembatasan tingkat pencemaran udara Uni Eropa. Tercatat di salah satu kota di Jerman, yaitu di Stuttgart, tingkat polusi udaranya sebesar 82 mikrogram per meter kubik, yang berarti 2 kali lipat dari ambang batas yang diizinkan, yaitu 40 mikrogram. Dampak yang ditimbulkan dari polusi udara yang terjadi di Jerman, yaitu pada tahun 2015 sebanyak 43.000 orang meninggal akibat dari peningkatan polusi udara dari ozon dan partikulat. Lebih dari 30% diantaranya disebabkan oleh polutan lalu lintas, terutama karena penggunaan solar sebagai bahan bakar. Angka-angka ini menempatkan Jerman di urutan keempat di Eropa dalam hal jumlah kematian akibat polusi udara. Partikulat dalam sistem pernapasan dapat menyebabkan jumlah kematian karena penyakit paru-paru dan kardiovaskular, serta berdampak pada kematian dini. Selain itu, partikulat yang kemungkinan besar menyebabkan kanker paru dan masalah kardiovaskular juga dapat menyebabkan peningkatan risiko diabetes. Hal ini juga menyebabkan tingginya angka rawat inap di rumah sakit akibat paparan ozon. Penderita asma menjadi orang yang paling rentan terhadap penyakit ketika tingkat nitrogen oksida berada pada level yang tinggi. Selain itu, penderita asma ada pula orang tua, serta anak-anak yang memiliki risiko tinggi karena sistem kekebalan mereka masih belum berkembang. Selain itu, dampak lain dari polusi udara ini adalah terjadi masalah kulit, terutama pada wajah. Hal ini dapat menyebabkan peradangan pada kulit, mempercepat proses penuaan, munculnya bintik-bintik pigmen, serta kerutan pada wajah. Penelitian di Jerman juga menyebutkan bahwa polusi udara juga memengaruhi kesehatan secara psikologis. Selain itu, tidak hanya kesehatan manusia saja yang dapat terpengaruh oleh polusi udara, tetapi juga kesuburan tanah. Polutan yang bersifat asam seperti belerang dan nitrogen telah mempengaruhi nilai pH tanah hutan di Jerman selama lebih dari setengah abad. Hal ini tentu saja menghambat penyerapan nutrisi oleh akar pohon, sehingga menyebabkan defisiensi atau ketidakseimbangan nutrisi pada pohon. Kekurangan unsur hara tersebut berdampak negatif terhadap keanekaragaman hayati hutan, yang kemudian menyebabkan kerusakan pada hutan. Solusi yang dapat ditawarkan untuk mengurangi masalah polusi udara yang terjadi di Jerman yaitu dengan penetapan larangan mobil bermesin diesel untuk memasuki kawasan tertentu, terutama kawasan yang memang sangat tercemar oleh polusi udara. Selain itu, hal lain yang dapat dilakukan untuk mengurangi polusi udara di Jerman adalah dengan menggratiskan penggunaan transportasi publik, terlebih di kota-kota yang paling tercemar. Penggratisan penggunaan transportasi publik ini diharapkan dapat mendorong warga agar tidak menggunakan kendaraan pribadi, sehingga mengurangi emisi nitrogen dioksida dan particulate matter. Selain itu, perlunya pelarangan mobil diesel tua ini juga untuk beroperasi juga dapat menekan angka polusi udara di Jerman. Solusi lain yang dapat ditawarkan adalah dengan mengganti sistem pembuangan sampah terbuka menjadi sistem sanitary landfill yang lebih ramah lingkungan sehingga diyakini dapat meminimalisir dampak pencemaran baik air, tanah maupun udara. Hal yang dapat dipelajari oleh Indonesia terkait dengan masalah polusi udara yang terjadi di Jerman adalah pemerintah Indonesia dapat mengurangi penggunaan bahan bakar fosil menjadi bahan bakar yang lebih ramah lingkungan, terlebih pada transportasi umum. Seperti yang kita ketahui, beberapa moda transportasi umum sering mengeluarkan asap hitam yang berbahaya bagi lingkungan serta kesehatan manusia. Dapat kita lihat pada BRT di Semarang. Tentu saja hal tersebut sangat mengganggu warga. Pemerintah Indonesia dapat mengganti penggunaan bahan bakar diesel yang notabene berasal dari fosil dengan bahan bakar dari penggunaan energi alternatif. Selain tidak ramah lingkungan, karena menyebabkan polusi, bahan bakar fosil juga memerlukan waktu yang sangat lama untuk memperbaharuinya. Berbeda dengan energi alternatif yang cepat terbarukan dan mudah didapat. Hal ini juga didukung oleh sumber daya alam yang dimiliki oleh Indonesia yang beragam sehingga perlu dimanfaatkan dengan sebaik mungkin.
Mari kita ganti bahan bakar yang tidak ramah lingkungan dengan bahan bakar yang lebih ramah lingkungan, agar lingkungan kita tetap lestari dan terjaga. Hijau bumiku, hijau Indonesiaku. Terima kasih sudah menonton. Semoga bermanfaat bagi kita semua.